Aloha, folks. It's Antonio with HypnosisProductReviews.com. Today I've got a very special friend all the way from New York, Jess Marion.
Hi, guys.
So we're here to talk about, ourselves for one. We talk about all of our great achievements, going to bump our ego up. But more importantly, we're going to talk about Hypnothoughts Live and her pre and post conference. How you been doing?
I've been doing fantastic. Thanks so much for having me, Antonio. I'm really excited to chat and talk about Hypnothoughts Live, as well as really excited about actually going to Hypnothoughts Live. It is my favorite conference of the year. It's always a great time.
And one thing I'm going to do, see if I have this app on my phones. I actually, with her help, I quit smoking. It'll be 2 years this. Wow. Yeah,
Woo!
So Hypnothoughts went 2 months, so I don't know if this is reversed yet. Oh, no. Is this reversed for you, or does it show correctly?
It's reversed for me.
Okay. Well, so this app I have on the phone that basically just reminded me of how long ago I quit smoking. So basically it shows I saved $7,000 some odd dollars. I didn't really see it because I obviously use that for other stuff, but one of the best things that came for me from Hypnothoughts Live is I quit smoking 2 years ago.
That's incredible.
Oh, it's incredible. And then this month, I think maybe the end of this month, I'm not quite sure, marks 1 year of being off the sauce.
Wow. So lots of very important and very big life changes.
Yeah. And to clarify, not like not spaghetti sauce, but the booze. It took me a long time to realize it wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
So, cue me into what you've been up to this past year since Hypnothoughts.
Well, it's been a very, very busy year in every wonderful way. Right now, I'm in the middle of product development in a couple of different areas. I'm working on a conversational hypnosis product, a conversational hypnosis book. Also working on a product for people who want to learn how to do phone coaching, phone hypnosis, and working via Skype or Zoom or any of these video platforms, because it is slightly different than working face-to-face.
Yeah, I sold you a testimonial from that. I do remember that.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Sometimes it takes me to get stuff done. We had a podcast. I had a podcast I had edited from some people in a group that just life came up. And then it's funny is as soon as I did that, I've been cranking out a ton of podcasts, one after another after another. And this is how this came to be. So, yeah, the one thing I do want to say is I love the work you guys put out. I absolutely love it. Definitely as cliche and markety, I guess, or hypey as it sounds, you have groundbreaking material.
Thank you.
One of my favorites is the deep trance identification. Amazing. And
thanks. It's one of my favorites as well.
And you got Overdurf in it. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to, from what I gather, it's really hard to nail them down, to get them to get a hold of them, for one.
John works on his own schedule and works on projects in his own time.
That's what I would imagine. So the one thing I want to talk about is this conference, this pre-conference, the shift.
Yes.
So clue everybody into it. What is the shift?
The $1 million question. So as I'm jumping into that, you might hear sirens and stuff. It's life in New York. There's nothing we can do about that. So you can just go ahead and forget about that, because the shift, it's really, for me, in terms of my life as a trainer, is and was a groundbreaking course in terms of course design and actual application of it. I've run it a number of times up here in New York, so I'm really excited to bring it to Vegas. And this is not like a lot of the other hypnosis courses, because while we will be talking about client work, this course is really designed around transformation for attendees. Okay. So you can think of this as a 2-day breakthrough session. So whether it's things in your personal life that you'd like to work through, move beyond, goals you'd like to achieve, or if there's some stumbling blocks, in terms of your practice, or certain types of clients you're not sure how to handle or what to do with them. We're going to be exploring all of these different avenues during this 2-day course. It's highly experiential. I don't want to give away too much because a part of the way the course is designed is that I really want people to come in not completely knowing what's going to happen. You know, one of the biggest problems most of my clients seem to have these days, you know, that they'll say it's this problem or that problem, but really at the core of it is a fear of uncertainty. And life is uncertain. And uncertainty is actually a really, really good thing. When you have uncertainty, the doors are open in terms of learning and growth, transformation, evolution, any of those other types of tag words you'd like to throw in there. Not knowing what's going to happen next, that uncertainty is going to be a really valuable tool throughout the course of this training. I will say this, though, that this course is intense. So I'm going to invite people who are really interested in doing some heavy lifting in terms of their own inner work. Those are the ones that this course is ideal for. This course is not ideal for individuals who aren't really interested in exploring their own inner self. But if you really want to deepen the understanding of who you are as a person beyond your name, beyond your occupation, beyond the title hypnotist, if you want to come to a better understanding of that, this course is for you. And with that said, I do have to give the warning that there will be experiences in this course that will push people right to that edge between comfort and growth, and then over that edge of comfort and well into growth. So keep that in mind. We're not going to be doing firewalks. I don't think the Orleans or Scott would really appreciate that. But we will be having some very unique experiences. And this course really, it was developed or came to be out of 2 reasons. The first is that I seem to noticed a trend. I'm not going to call anybody out here, but there seems to be a trend among some hypnotists to not utilize hypnosis to make change in their own lives. They'll have problems that they're upset about and they want to change, but when it actually comes down to time to go see a hypnotist, to go see a coach, they shy away. And it kind of got me really curious. It's like, well, wait a minute. You have this tremendous skill set. You know how valuable it is to work with a hypnotist. Otherwise, you wouldn't be.
Why wouldn't you use it? Why
Exactly.
wouldn't you use it?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
And it happens more often than you think. I've even noticed it from some of our former students. And it's like, you have this tremendous resource. You know it works. So why not use it? Why not take care of your inner self as much as you help your clients take care of themselves?
What are the dates on this?
So this is going to be the 22nd and 23rd.
Oh Lordy, I might be able to make this because maybe well, it depends if my sister actually ends up moving. I was telling Jess a minute ago that I was gonna surprise my sister. They live in Nevada, and I called her the other day. I was gonna do a surprise visit, and she's like, "Yeah, good news, we're moving." I'm like, "What days?" And she's like, "You didn't get a ticket." I'm like, "Oh, damn." Okay, well, yeah. So I'm looking at your the website. It's actually the intelligenthypnotist.com/P/HT live shift. If you look below this video or above that you're watching, I'll have a link to it. So I was actually worried I wouldn't be able to do that because of James Hazelrig's talk. His is on the 24th. So if I can do it, I might have to do this.
Excellent. We'd love to have you on board. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, sorry about that little. Okay,
and that means you get 3 days with James Hazelrig.
Awesome. No, okay, let's dive right back into it. So it's basically, the thing is for my podcast, I really love to ask about what the content's going to be so I can create little bullets to help tease people to check it out, which is going to be kind of hard because you don't want to give out too much information.
Well, I can give a little bit of conscious content.
Okay.
in like the most wonderfully vague way possible. In terms of the conscious component, we're going to be exploring really how we create problems, how our clients create problems beyond the neuroscience explanation that you're used to hearing me or Sean or Sarah give. So we're going to be looking at the habits, behaviors, and the social structures that hold problems into place and how to shift those in order to step outside of that. I do believe on the website I give some more like in-depth bullet points. We'll be talking about the 3 modes of being that every single client who comes in your door will be in one of these. And throughout your life, you'll be in all 3 of these at any given time. We'll be exploring those and how those are useful. We're going to be really focusing on how you can build flexibility as an internal skill set. How you can become more flexible with yourself, more flexible with your clients, because this is what's going to allow greater change, greater shift to happen.
Flexibility is important. That reminds me, I had a podcast with Bill O'Hanlon.
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved his approach. You've read his books before, right?
Yeah.
I've always loved his approach. And in that, I was talking about how I was, or I think you might have seen a post I wrote about like having like a solution-oriented self-hypnotic trance. So I asked myself, like, what would a solution-oriented self-hypnosis trance look like? And immediately, so I've been playing a lot of Zelda, immediately it was, for me, it just rang true that it would be Zelda, for me at least, because of, I don't know if you've played Zelda, but it's got that openness. It's very, there's a curiosity, possibility, and freedom.
Yeah.
So that's just a little dive into it. But you're right about that being flexible. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Anytime where I have gotten self-hypnosis to work, I had more of a mindset of an experiment. I was flexible with it. Like how would this be possible? But you're right. Everything, you have to be flexible.
Yeah, you have to. And a lot of us are very flexible when it comes to working with clients, but how many of us are flexible in our own inner worlds? How many of us are flexible with ourselves? So we will be helping to instill that as a trait, as an internal automatic skill. We're also going to be spending a lot of time on this idea of identity.
Ooh.
What is identity? Who are you, Antonio?
A complex being.
A complex being.
So
and who are you beyond that?
So I can definitely hear this beyond words coming up.
Yeah, because identity, once again, it's a construct. Even if you say you're a complex being, as soon as you put a label on yourself, whatever that label is, you limit yourself.
Yeah.
And clients, when they come in, they're going to have all sorts of identity level labels for themselves, and they're usually really mean. They're really bad. I'm a smoker. I'm anxious. I'm depressed.
I'm a fat person.
Yes.
I'm a loser. Yep.
These are not empowering. I'm someone who can't change. When someone goes through a process of transformation, their identity shifts. It changes. It cannot be the same person that they were prior to that moment of change. And that's in all facets of who they are. Even if they think that they're still the same in a particular context. For example, a client comes in, they quit smoking. They come in with the I am a smoker. They leave with the I am pretty much anything other than the smoking, whatever label that they choose that's going to be a bit more empowering. But their identity's changed. It's not just the smoking. Who they are at work is going to be different. Who they are at home is automatically different. So we're going to be playing around with this illusion of identity and how it can be used to create problems and also transformation. We're going to also be exploring how you can hypnotically help clients to build identities that propel them through change. So that change doesn't have to take a bazillion years. It can happen in a matter of seconds.
What As you're saying this, I'm wondering, so I'm sure I'm not the only one wondering about this.
Mhm.
What is there any kind of prerequisites for this?
Yeah, this is going to be ideal for someone who is a hypnotherapist.
Okay.
If you happen to be street hypnotist, stage hypnotist, and that's your whole background, uh, I'm not going to say don't come. Definitely come. I'm just not sure that the content is going to be best suited, at least the conscious content in terms of client work is going to match what you're looking for. But if you read through the page and you go, I really want this change, then absolutely sign up.
Okay, looking at this. This is a nice little sales page you put together. And then I was actually looking at let me see what are the bonuses you have with this? I see the Erickson and Beyond.
Yes. So for everybody who signs up, you'll get access to our online course, Erickson and Beyond. This was an Ericksonian hypnosis course that I had designed and taught a year ago, completely through webinar format. So it was with a small select group of really eager and motivated individuals. And this isn't like your typical Erickson class where you learn Milton model languaging and maybe pacing and leading and how to talk in a low, gravelly voice. No, this is a much bigger picture. So we're taking Ericksonian hypnosis, we integrate neuroscience into it. I also pull from my own background, coming from John Overdurf's lineage, and how that colors my understanding of Erickson. So we'll be teaching some things that are not strictly Ericksonian, but are really valuable as hypnotic coaching strategies. And what makes the course really unique is that we use deep trance identification as the method of skills installation.
Ooh.
So, the quickest way to learn a skill is at least at some point in the skill learning process to DTI. It enhances your skills, it enhances your performance. And this is the only course that I know of, at least the only Ericksonian course that I know of, that uses deep trance identification as one of the primary teaching strategies.
It blows my mind that people are not doing this on a regular.
I know. So the bonus that is over 25 hours of content. You get MP4s, and I'm going to also give you MP3 versions of it. You get 3 bonus trainings.
Okay.
The reality distortion field with Sean Carson.
See this?
Also, yeah, right there.
That's a really great bonus. I'm looking at 25 hours of webinar content, the monthly bonus, the MP3, and how many DTI? I'm looking at this. How many DTI inductions are there?
Oh my goodness! Just going off the top of my head, in the 20s. I can, if you have a minute, I can actually look. It's on my computer somewhere. But I don't know the exact number off the top of my head.
Was this the one? I think I wanted to do it. You did it. It was it was a live, or you did a webinar format, right?
Yeah, it's webinar format. So it was originally recorded it was a live online training.
Yeah, I wanted to do it, but
everything.
But what you guys did at like 11 a.m. your time, I think, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no way I was not about to wake up at 3 a.m.
No. Let me check. We'll take like just a quick timeout here, Antonio, so edit this part out. I'll get the exact number for you.
Let's see.
It's the luxury of podcasts versus live streams.
You know what I found was so much easier is I was editing on my girlfriend's computer, then I would export, but her computer is just a little cheap Walmart computer. My last computer, you saw that I fried it trying to put a battery in. Or trying to put a hard drive without taking the battery. I fried that thing. But so once I upload these to YouTube, I can actually edit it in YouTube. I can just it makes it so much easier.
All right, so to answer your question, there are 26 DTI audios, 26 inductions.
And if you guys have never had the pleasure of being hypnotized by Jess, amazing. Recently I listened to there's a deep trance identification. I think he said what was it? I think the videos my favorite, or the one DTI pattern I use with every client.
Yeah, you can find that on our blog section at theintelligenthypnotist.com.
If I remember, I'm going to do a quick little diagram. I think it's something like this, isn't it? I don't know if you can see it, but you've got I think the model. Oh, this is weird. It's all backwards. It's weird. You got the model. You've got yourself, and then don't you have that thing from that little from Oberdorf about the space between?
Mm-hmm.
I love that concept.
Yeah. Once again, moving outside of identity into something much bigger.
There's that little tidbit,
Mm-hmm.
that little.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be 2 action-packed days, and let me guess, is this all gonna be fluff and theory and just sitting around twiddling our thumbs?
Sorry to disappoint you, Antonio, but
What a bummer.
No, this is a really hands-on course. So this is not like just let's sit and think about stuff for a while.
Kumbaya.
Unless you're doing it on the deepest unconscious level.
Yeah. Kumbaya, my lord.
No, this is hands-on. This is interactive. The amount of effort, or the amount of energy, that energy would be the better word, the amount of energy that you put into this training experience determines what you get out of it. The students and the attendees who I have run through this training in the past, and have held this training for in the past, have come back with big transformations. So this really is about you. It's time to focus on you, to make the changes that you want in life, and to achieve the goals that you want. So it doesn't have to be all like on the therapeutic, or I have to change something about me. It could be that you have goals that you're setting for yourself, and you want kind of the extra push in that direction. And this course will help you in that.
And this will have a lot of unconscious installation, I would imagine.
Yeah, pretty much the whole class is unconscious.
You know, like, I don't see how people, like, when they hear about this stuff, they're like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! This is the cool stuff on the planet."
Wow, I know. We need people like you, Antonio, to just shout it from the rooftops.
Yes, and this island of 60,000 people where nobody will hear.
Well, the virtual rooftop.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something about, I don't know what it is. There's that little spark in me, and I would hope all people interested in this stuff is like once you're bitten by this bug. I was actually talking to Melissa Tears 2 days ago, and I interviewed her about how I got bit when I was a kid. But once you're bit by this, I think to be a good hypnotist, there's no scale. You're either somewhat, or you dive full head into it.
Yeah.
There isn't a scale. There's no scale. Like, it's either 0 or full throttle. And it seems like this course is going to be the full throttle course.
Yes.
Okay. Any more you can talk about it?
It's going to be a lot of fun. Fun. That's also a big component, because when you're having fun, then your brain's releasing dopamine, which means you're learning. And it's going to be very novel, very unique. We'll be doing some things in this course that I know for a fact are not being done in other hypnosis trainings. And the reason why I know this is, if you think back to the beginning of this interview, I talked about this course coming out of 2 things. The first is hypnotists. See hypnotists. Have transformation for yourselves. Don't just give it all away to your clients. And the second reason, I'm actually going to leave this loop open and not share it here. It will be shared at the course. But that's how I know that what we're doing is not being done elsewhere. And it's going to be well worth it. So that's pretty much all I can say. Visit the page, sign up, get instant access to the free bonus. I should mention that the bonus, the value on that is $600. So you're getting it for free with your admission to the class. Yes. But act soon. I will say this about the shift. I'm limiting the size of this class because I want to have hands-on.
You marketers.
And I also have some volunteers who are going to be helping to assist in the exercises and things like that. So I am limiting the size, and we are getting close. So if you're on the fence about it, definitely I would sign up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I almost made that mistake with the rooms. I had and I think somebody said like even
Yeah.
I think they're already they might not be sold out yet, but listen, if you haven't signed up yet for HT Live or her pre-conference, do it. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, do it. Join us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
God, don't you love peer pressure? Come on, all the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah. I heard even Ken Guzzo's doing it.
I know. I've heard that too.
Hypnothoughts, that is.
What?
I said going to Hypnothoughts, that is.
True. You heard about the whole story about the dress last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't need to bring that back up because everybody's like, I remember that. I'm like, yes.
What happens
So do I.
Vegas stays there.
Actually, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, well, no, thanks to Facebook. Nope.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's cover the post-conference.
Awesome. Let's just take a time out really quick because this is really Sean's course, like in many ways.
Okay.
So I just want to pull up the page to make sure I don't miss anything out.
Hi, this is Sarah Carson. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready to go when you are.
Let's fire away.
All right. So we are also offering a 2-day post-conference, which I'm really excited about. And this course is Avatars, Memories, and Your Amazing Brain, the Art of Hypnotically Applied Neuroscience. And this is going to be August 29th and 30th. This is a really exciting course because we're going to be diving into neuroscience well beyond neuroplasticity and Hebb's law. Everybody at this point, at least most hypnotists at this point, are very familiar with the idea of Hebb's law. Neurons that fire together will eventually wire together. And the idea that your brain is plastic.
Okay, neuroplasticity.
Yeah. But this course is going beyond that. We're taking it to the next level and looking at some very recent research and how you can take theories, particularly theories around avatars, which is a really, really cutting edge neuroscience theory about how we craft, once again, identities and reality. And it might not be what you're expecting. So we'll be integrating newer research and showing you how you can take these, turn them into change work strategies, or use the underlying mechanisms that neuroscientists are pointing to now, leverage the way the brain is already functioning in order to create change.
You know, it's funny when you mention avatars, I'm coming from somebody that also has my feet in the marketing world. I see anytime I do writing, if I have to do copywriting or content writing, I have an avatar I've created to so I can write to that specific demographic. Is this anything similar?
Take that idea and apply it to yourself and apply it to reality.
Okay.
So like in a nutshell, the avatar theory says that who we think we are is actually a projection, and all of reality is projection. It's like we're living in a video game. And there's some interesting research as to why that may be true, at least to some degree. So we'll be looking at that. So yes, it is like that, but on a much bigger scale.
You know, I need to add, I wish I had like something here I could click a button and I could add a matrix, the little rainfall.
Yeah. Very much so. We are living in the matrix, no doubt about that.
Okay, so I'm looking at this. I was looking at this page about a week ago for this post-conference. It's on Discover the Real Matrix and Become Morpheus for Your Clients' Realities. Okay, yeah, exactly like I was just saying with the... Okay, this definitely sounds tasty and interesting. It says how the mind gives, I'm looking at some of the bullets, like how the mind gives rise to self and how to use natural brain processes discovered by an eccentric Princeton neuroscientist to build a powerful self-identity. Okay, now that we've covered your pre-conference, so let's dig into the post-conference.
Sure. I am so excited about the post-conference. It's called Avatars, Memories, and Your Amazing Brain, the Art of Hypnotically Applied Neuroscience. And I'll be co-training this with Sean Carson. He's actually the lead trainer on this, as well as Sarah Carson. So you'll have 3 trainers for the price of 1. It's going to be a great course, a lot of fun. And the background for this course is that we're going to be going well beyond Hebb's law and neuroplasticity. Most hypnotists are familiar with Hebb's law, neurons that fire together eventually wire together, as well as the idea that the brain is plastic and you can make changes, grow new. Edit that part.
Okay.
Yeah. Your brain is plastic. You can make changes to the actual physical structure of the brain through the type of change work we're doing, neuroplasticity. These things are really common knowledge. So we're going to be moving beyond that because there's a lot of other really great neuroscientific research out there that is incredibly applicable to the work that we do. So in this course, we're going to be focusing on different areas not normally talked about, specifically avatars. This is a really interesting theory coming out of neuroscience about how we construct reality and what the brain is actually doing to interpret reality and our relationship with it. Also, reconsolidation. Reconsolidation is the core of all change work. If you do any type of hypnosis, any hypnotic strategy for change, whether you like direct suggestion or you're an Ericksonian or you're a conversational hypnotist like we are, or you're doing NLP, reconsolidation is at the heart of change. And we're going to be exploring that and showing how you can leverage that purposefully within the coaching or the hypnosis session. That's just a couple of the different principles we'll be looking at. And this course is not just about like, here's a whole bunch of facts and figures. That's not, at least in my book, going to make for a very fun training. Instead, we're going to be exploring different techniques, different hypnotic skills that have these principles at their core. So you'll be learning new patterns. Also, neuroscience, in my experience, as well as in Sean's and Sarah's experience, tends to be the most powerful set of hypnotic metaphors you can have. They work for almost every client who walks in the door. This makes hypnosis really easy, especially if you happen to get a lot of clients from the business world or the medical community, like we do. This pre-frames hypnosis in some really powerful ways. So it helps to take away resistance, because we don't really believe that that is an actual thing. But it makes the session easier, shall we say.
I have a real quick question. So what is reconsolidation?
Yep. So reconsolidation is the idea. So when a client has a problem, they're going to have reference experiences of that problem. Each time that they experience the problem, new information is brought in. So for example, say someone has a fear of flying. They have one event where the fear starts, and it doesn't mean like a plane crash or anything like that. It could be anything. When they first learn the fear. Then they go and step on an airplane and they feel really afraid. The next time, they start to feel fear when they've booked the flight. So now we're adding more information into the problem.
There's layers, it builds on top.
So the brain is actually each time reconsolidating previous memories of the problem when the client's experiencing the problem. That's how it's being used in a not resourceful way. What we do when we are working with clients, when we're attaching resources to the trigger for the problem, for example, when I work with fear of flying clients, I typically will at some point do some modality work on the inner representations they have around flying. I also know that they have a meta problem, and that meta problem is that they're afraid of losing control. just as much as they're afraid of the plane crashing. I also know that clients are not actually afraid of flying, that they're going to be either afraid of small spaces or afraid of dying. So throughout the session, I'm going to be playing with all of these different pieces. And as I'm doing this, or as any hypnotist is doing this, internally, the client is forming new memories related to the problem. They're creating better memories now, though, because you're introducing resourceful information in. Anytime you create a memory, this is called consolidation. It's the process whereby external information moves in through our senses. Our brain, I'm going to just go ahead and give you the quick neuroscience breakdown of this. The brain goes ahead and determines, the amygdala particularly determines, is this information emotionally significant, yes or no? If it's no, then we may or may not give it attention. If yes, then we automatically give it attention. And once we have attention established, then a memory trace is created in the hippocampus. And this part is theory. We're not actually able to see memory traces, sometimes called engrams. From there, it's going to be wired up to other networks in the brain that are similar in content, similar either in environmental content or most often emotional content. So if a client, our fear of flying client, has experiences of freaking out at the airport, then that's going to get wired in to all their memories about the fear of flying. This is consolidation. Anytime something is revivified for at least 10 minutes, that is the base requirement that scientists now believe. So anytime a memory is revivified or anytime a state is revivified for at least 10 minutes, all that information moves back into the hippocampus. It becomes flexible again. The problem can actually be undone. The memories are undone.
Okay.
And all the new information, the life experiences that the client has at this point, and all of the resourceful information that you are helping to input via hypnosis or whatever strategy you're using, that gets reconsolidated into what was once the problem network. That's how change happens. So that's reconsolidation. And we're showing you specifically some strategies to help heighten that, to help move it along, to allow it to happen more efficiently and more elegantly. So that, when the client leaves, yes, they've not only changed because, they've told you, they've changed on a deep neurological level.
As easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. In so many steps.
Oh, hit something in my eye.
You okay?
I just had something in my eye. I think I got it.
So the other part of this, I was talking about neuroscience as metaphor. You can use, just like the metaphor or just like the story, the information I gave right then, you can take that and you can mold that into a metaphor that can help your client change quickly, into a metaphor that's going to pre-frame hypnosis, into a metaphor that is going to create more compliance and more latitude for you as the hypnotist during the session. So you can actually use these neuroscientific pieces of information in really powerful and hypnotic ways. So we're going to be exploring how you can craft your own metaphors based on neuroscience, and how you can use them to embed suggestions, how you can use them to pre-frame different aspects of the session, and how you can use them as the metaphor for change for your clients.
Oh, you guys are such nerds for this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm a huge nerd. When I try to explain this stuff to somebody that doesn't understand it, they look at me like, it's almost like I'm explaining sports ball. Like somebody is trying to explain sports ball to me. So what are the dates? I'm sorry.
The dates for that one are going to be August. Let me just make sure I have the dates right before I say it.
28th and 29th, I think.
29th and 30th.
Oh, so you're taking a day break after
you get a day break. Yeah, so this is the great thing about our pre-conference and our post-conference. Pre-conference, you have a day in between the ending of the shift and the start of Hypnothoughts to either attend another training like James Hisselrig's day long or Mike Watson's course. Oh, sorry, edit that. Michael Watson's course.
My dear Watson.
Yeah. Yeah, don't have me say Mike. He'll kill me.
He doesn't like the name Mike?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so edit that out. I'll just do that section again to make it easier. So yeah, this is the great thing about both our pre-conference and our...
Quick question. Who's walking in the background?
Oh, it's Sarah.
Hey, I saw her in the back. I saw her in the piano or whatever it was. I'm like, is that a ghost?
No, Antonio says hi. Hi, Antonio. Yeah, so let me just do that segment again to make the editing easy. So yeah, this is the great thing about both our pre-conference and our post-conference is that there's a day break in between. So you can come to the shift and then you have a day off in the middle in which you could check out Michael Watson's training or James Hasselrigg's training, or just kind of do what I'm going to do and relax by the pool. And then the same thing at the end of Hypnothoughts. You have Monday off to explore the trainings, have fun in Vegas, and then we'll be meeting for Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This, just like the post-conference, just like the pre-conference, is going to be highly interactive, lots of exercises, lots of room for growth, learning, questions and answers, and all sorts of great magic.
Awesome. I love magic. You know what? It was funny when we were talking about the shift and Hazelrigs, and both sound really interesting. I'm like, oh no, how am I going to do this? I'm like, I should have them fight to the death I should have them duel for my my attendance. And I'm like, oh, actually, I might be able to make both. That works.
Perfect. Well, you can definitely make both because James is coming to the shift. So
I did hear that.
Yeah. So the timing works out perfectly.
So let's see. I think we covered everything. Hypnothoughts live. Go htlive.net. If you look above or below, you'll see a link. It's the 25th to the 27th. Yours is the 22nd to the 23rd for the shift, right?
Yep. And then the 29th and 30th for the neuroscience course. Also, if you happen to sign up, excuse me. And also, if you happen to sign up for either the shift or for hypnotically applied neuroscience.
Or both.
Or both, yes. Hypnothoughts has allowed us to offer an exclusive discount on registration for the conference if you haven't registered for the conference yet. So if you go ahead and sign up for our courses, then you'll have the option to also get your registration at Hypnothoughts Live. And I don't have the exact number off the top of my head right now. I do believe it's $289 if you register through us.
Let's see. I'm looking at the page right now. Let's see. Check out New Kajabi. Okay, I was trying to see if they had food pop up. Yeah, I think, and I'm not going to speak how much it's going to cost. I'm not sure. You would know that better than me.
Let's take a time out because I can just check it right now. Just have to go into our system here.
It's funny. So I'm looking at the piano. I was like, God, it's like, I don't know if you had a TV on the other side. I'm like, no, I don't hear a TV. It looks like a ghost walking around. I don't know if that's Sarah.
Nope. No ghosts here.
Oh, did you hear about what happened with NPR today?
What?
Okay.
All right. So if you sign up for either the shift or hypnotically applied neuroscience or both, we are allowed to offer an exclusive discount on the HT Live ticket. So you can get the ticket for only $289 if you register for either our pre or our post or both. And it's exclusive discount that Scott and Richard are so kindly and generously allowing us to offer people who want to go ahead and reserve your ticket for the conference through us.
So folks, look above, look below, click one of those links, get to their conference, and I'll have both links labeled out for pre and post. Get to Hypnothoughts Live. And also, if you look below this video or over here, however the video is, you'll see a spot where you can put your name, your best email, and you will get instant access to all the upcoming podcasts and a PDF about how to sell more of your products online. It's been amazing talking to you, and I cannot wait to get to Hypnothoughts Live.
Can't wait to see you there and see everyone there, Antonio. And thank you so much for having me on the podcast. We're going to have a lot of fun at the pre-conference, the conference, the post-conference, and all of the after hours. So if you haven't signed up yet for the conference, make sure you go ahead and do that and sign up for a pre or post. And I can't wait to see you there, Antonio, and viewers at home.
You guys have a wonderful day. Aloha.
Aloha.